Prologue. Patrick Collins looks up from his book and tried to hide a smile as his 5-year-old granddaughter flittered into the living room in a long yellow ball gown. The outfit was a far cry from the t-shirt and shorts he'd put her to bed in not more than 20 minutes earlier. "I thought you were taking a wee nap, Fiona." Fiona Adams shook her head. "No, I'm not tired. We're going to have a dance." "I see." Patrick put the bookmark in place to mark his spot and lowered the leg rest on his recliner. "So no nap?" Patrick wasn't surprised, and he figured his daughter Tegan wouldn't be too upset with him for failing to get the young child to sleep. It was obvious when she'd suggested he put Fiona down for an hour or so, Tegan had no expectation of his success. Fiona rolled her eyes. "Babies take naps. I'm not a baby. I'm Belle." "Well, you certainly do look like the belle of the ball. Is that the dress your cousin Katie gave you earlier?" Fiona held it out and curtsied. "It fits." He recalled Fiona's delight as she went through the bag of hand-me-downs Kira had dropped by earlier in the day. His kids had grown up passing down their clothes, pretty much a necessity when raising 7 of them, and they'd always felt the same excitement as they tried on the new old clothes. Fiona nearly had a conniption when she'd come across the bell dress, ready to change immediately, but Tegan had tucked it aside, telling her daughter she could try it on later. Patrick understood now why it had been so easy for him to get her to lay down. She'd wanted easy, uninterrupted access to the dress they'd tucked away in the bedroom. She walked closer to him. "You're the beast." Patrick chuckled. "I've been called worse, I suppose. As I recall, your cousin made me play this role when she was wearing that dress as well." Fiona took his hand, drawing him up and over to the old record player in the corner. He'd had the thing for close to 40 years, and Fiona was enthralled by it. Nowadays, it was only used a few times a year, most of those when Fiona was visiting. The rest of the year she spent on her parents' tour bus, traveling around the country as they performed shows in so many cities in the U.S. he'd lost count. Skye Mitchell and Tegan Collins. Fiona's parents had run into each other in the pub just over a decade ago, and since then, they'd taken the world by storm with their music. While Fiona's older sister, Elise, didn't seem quite as fond of the constant motion, Fee took to it like a fish to water. She was inquisitive, vivacious, and energetic. Or to quote her tired mother when she dropped her off this morning, "Precocious as hell. Hide your credit cards and anything else you value." "Play that Dancing Girl song." Patrick tried to figure out what she meant, but he drew a blank. "Dancing Girl?" Fiona gave him a rather impatient look, as if what she wanted should be obvious. "You played it last time. I think her name is Manila." "Ah." The light went on. "Waltzing Matilda." "That's it. Play that one." Patrick didn't have a clue what it was about that song she'd remembered. He had found an album of children's songs in a second-hand shop a year earlier and bought it to play for Fiona's visit, knowing how she loved the record player. She'd make him play that particular song no less than 20 times, always giggling as she sang aloud. He flipped through the albums until he found it, then pulled the record from the sleeve. "Are you sure this is appropriate music for your ball? I thought Belle and the Beast danced to something else." Fiona rolled her eyes, something she appeared to do quite a lot whenever she felt the adults around her were saying something ridiculous. He'd heard Skye trying to explain to her just last night at dinner that it wasn't polite, but when Fiona persistently questioned him about why, fielding all his answers with more questions, the lecture quickly failed. Triss had pointed to her and quietly commented that Tegan and Skye have their hands full with that one, while Riley leaned over and proclaimed Fiona the coolest kid ever. "It's ball music because it's slow and I need you to twirl me, see?" She spun in a circle, her yellow dress flowing outwards in a pretty fan. "I understand." Patrick started to put the needle down, but Fiona pushed closer. "Can I do that?"